All right. Good evening and welcome to the Monday edition of the Net with No Name. This is Chicago Matt. I'll be your net controller this evening, and I'm with the Friends of Amateur Radio Group. See, tonight, of course, I'm just outside of Chicago at my home QTH, and I'll be, like I said, your net controller. Just a reminder, this net meets every Monday and Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, with early check-in starting about a half hour prior. This is a directed net, and all communications will come through net control from all of its members. The Net with No Name serves multiple purposes: to promote the use of C4 FM system fusion, to have fun, and to practice conducting a nationwide net in case of an emergency. Alright, before I go too much further, let's do like we usually do and get this net started with the Pledge of Allegiance. So, if you're able to, and there's a flag nearby, would you face it? Please, gentlemen, remove any non-religious related headgear, and feel free to repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, the one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And may God bless America. Let me reset. I'll be right back. All right. I would like to thank the Friends of Amateur Radio Group for their continued support, giving us QSO America, so that we're able to host these nets. Through the membership and donations, the Friends of Amateur Radio Group has been able to create QSO America, both on Fusion and All-Star Link. Please check them out at farg.club. That's farg.club. Also, if you're listening and new, you can check out QSO America's Facebook page by going to QSOamerica.com. That way you can see what's happening both on Fusion and All-Star. Sadly, I'm still having issues with NetLogger, so I will not be using that tonight. So I'm trying to run this old school. And thankfully we don't have a very big list at the moment, so it shouldn't be a problem. Alright, before I go through the list and go over some rules, let me just check real quick and see if there's any additional check-ins before we get much further down in the list here. So anybody else would like to check in for the Net with No Name, please come now. And I know YBK standing by. Adam, N4NT, yeah, if you would like to do that, that'd be fantastic. If you could start up NetLogger for me. So give us a minute while we pull all this together, and I'll go over some rules real quick while he's doing that, so that I'm stalling for time, obviously. All right, so you guys pretty much know this. Don't click in between stations. As we progress on the list, we'll ask for additional check-ins throughout the net. Please give a 4 to 5 second break between passing stations and give the system time to reset. And in case there's any emergency traffic, for them to be able to get in. If you're not using NetLogger, like me, please write down the call sign of the station following you so that you'll know who to pass it to. And if you can't remember their name, we'll do like Adam does on his nets. Try to remember maybe their name. You just pass it to it in that way. And we'll be good to go there. Oh, let's see. I'll give a topic for the night, but we're not limited to that topic. Feel free to share anything with the group. From how your day's going to how is your tomatoes coming along. Tomatoes, that sounds good right about now. Anyway, again, all hands are welcome and encouraged to join the net. With that, do we have any additional verbal check-ins before we kick this off? Any additional verbal check-ins? Well, let me know. N9 YBK standing by for a moment. Okay, not hearing any. Let's go through the list the way I have it right now. So I've got myself, N9YBK, obviously. I have AC4M, and following Craig will be N7DND. After Gary will be Tony, KD9JSX. Following Tony will be N7BRB, that's Bill. And then we have, after Bill, we have KN4HND, and that's Scott. And rounding out my list for now, I have N4NT, and that's Adam. All right. Well, thinking about field day coming up in just a couple of weeks, and thinking with that in mind, what's your favorite portable type antenna? Are you going to be setting up like a wire antenna, end-fed? What kind of deal? A dipole, folded dipole, whatever. A vertical of some sort. What's your favorite one that you like to use for field day if you were going to be out and about and portable and such like field day usually is? So let us know what you think, and we'll get things started. We'll start off with Craig, AC4M. It is your turn.
Hello, and thank you for calling that. Hello to everybody on the net, and I hope everybody's doing well. I'm sitting here in Chicago right now, around 43rd Street, I think it is. And anyway, portable antennas, what I enjoyed the most using. Pretty efficient antenna, takes some space up, especially if you make it an 80 meter. But a linked dipole where you use alligator clips for your linkings in between the different bands. So you can, full size 80, all the links are connected. Then if you go to 40, you unconnect the 80 meter portion and you have a full size 40 meter then. Usually an inverted V configuration, or another good antenna is like the end-fed. I like those there too. They're pretty easy to put up, and they work pretty well. So with that, I'll turn it over to N7DND. This is AC4M.
Well, thank you, Craig. Thank you. Well, I've had fancy antennas up on the roof and steppers and stuff, and have twisted them off with wind. And I kind of after I replaced the second rotor, I decided to go to dipoles, and I've got two trapped dipoles, and a 40/80 and then a 10, 15, and 20 in two different directions on my property, and they work pretty good. They tune up okay, and I do mostly rag chewing. I don't do any contesting, so they work for what I want them to work for, and that's my favorite. But another thing that I really like is I have a buddy pole, something like Sean has and uses, and I've taken my buddy pole out before, and I put it up, and Kanago and I have talked to a number of people on different frequencies, so buddy pole works great. So I'm going to pass it down. Thanks to Matt for taking the net. It's always nice to have a change. By the way, anybody that wants to jump in and be net controller, please let us know. So I'm going to pass it on over to my friend Tony, KD9JSX. Looks like you made it through the day, Tony, N7DND.
Unique KD9JSX. Thanks, Gary. And my day hasn't wrapped up yet. I still got about another hour to go. And I too am in Chicago. I'm way up on the north side, and I will be just a stone's throw away from Craig there. When I do end my day, I'll be at 47th and Kedzie. Anyway, antenna. I think you said portable antenna. I don't
have one really. I have mobile antenna hustlers for tri-band on my truck, and I have an end-fed. It's like 135 feet long or something like that. I have taken it out to a park and just thrown it up in a tree and sat there in my truck and talked HF. But anyway, with that, I'll send it over to Bill. N7 BRB 89 JSX.
Well, thank you, Tony. K9 JSX and 7 BRB. Ooh, crummy weather here. Hopefully it clears. Got a nice little storm coming in here right now, but I'm on the little handy porty antenna, so, well, I have purchased a Silver Bullet 1000 TIA that I have not used yet, so that's what I'll be taking out. I'm going to try to get up and maybe do field day, top of the mountain where I normally go, if I'm not overrun by out-of-staters again. Then when I get that Silver Bullet set up and running, if it's working good, I'll have a couple of Silver Bullets. Well, that's the plan anyway, so we're going to pass it over to Scott now, and I'll be around for second round. I'm doing another HF, doing my HF emergency net too, so if you call me and I don't jump right in, that means I'm tied up on the other one, but it's short. So KN4HND, take it away, Scott, and 7 BRB.
N7 BRB and the group, good evening, everyone. This is KN4HND, Scott in Wilkesboro, and it's been a hot one today. It's in the upper 80s and muggy, really, really muggy. But we're staying inside with the air conditioner, where it's a lot easier to breathe. And I haven't done field day. I've only had my ticket since 2017, and with the weather being hot and me being fat, I don't like going outside when it's extremely hot. So, but I want to hope everyone has a good time, and it looks like a lot of fun. But I think I'll probably bow out. But I wish I could participate, but that's okay. I may see what I can telephone Simplex over here on my radio here at the house. And with that, goes down to Adam, N4NT, from KN4HND.
Well, good evening, everybody on the net. I'll just mention real quick that I do have NetLogger running and caught up and all that good stuff if anybody wants to refer to that. And I'm also got in here just in the nick of time to get YouTube started and record and broadcast the net on YouTube. So if you want to check it out live or check it out later, it'll be there. As far as portable antennas go, I had many years of field days under my belt, and actually done field day with a couple different organizations over the years, and had a lot of different ideas. I actually recently built a off-center fed dipole for my personal station. That's just one that I've never really considered before, and I don't know why, because after I got this thing up, it's been one of the best antennas. It's resonant on 80, 40, 20, 10, tunable everywhere else, including 6 meters. I mean, this is one of the best antennas I've ever put up, and it could definitely be portable. You know, if you go to a wooded area or something where you got some tall trees to set up your station, or even some other configurations, it would definitely work. Another antenna I used several years ago, it was a collapsible vertical HF antenna. It's called a
Eagle One. It's not designed to handle any power or anything. It's just a barefoot antenna, but it's good for portable operations. It's easy to haul around, set up, and I tell you what, if you ground that thing, if you run the radials off of it and you connect it to a chain link fence, it'll tune everything, including 160. Now I don't know how well it performs on 160, but it'll tune it. Another trick is it's got a little metal ring at the top of it, and if you have the room and capability, you can put another piece of wire on that thing and turn it into an inverted L, and you've got yourself a real antenna at that point. So that's the ones I've had experience with, and then just standard dipoles, kind of throwing those up in there and running them for field day operations. But a lot of good possibilities out there. Let me reset for just a second. A lot of good possibilities out there, but I know that a lot of groups are probably going to do the stay-at-home field day, so I won't have to worry too much about portable stuff this year. I'll just be operating from my home station. But with that, I'm the tail gunner, so I'll turn it back to Matt. This is N4NT.
Well, thank you much, Adam. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody's comments so far. And let me check. Let me just check, see if we got anybody that showed up a little late after we already took our check-ins before starting the first round, and see if we got anybody else out there. Anybody would like to join us here on the Net with No Name, let me know. We'll get you on the list. N9 YBK standing by.
November 8, Hotel Uniform Bravo, Andy, Michigan. Chuck, W9, ARG. Good evening, all. Let it pile up. KD2 PNR.
All right. Looks like I picked up about 4 more, so that's awesome. We've got W7AZC, that's Sean. And then we got Andy, N8HUB. And Jeff, it's been a while, so it's good to hear you out there again, W9ARG. And Al, KD2PNR, rounding out this group. So let me go fishing in this hole one more time, see if maybe I can pick up a couple of more. If not, we'll get it going again. Anybody else want to join us? Let me know. N9YBK standing by. Okay, so following N4NT, we've got W7AZC. And Sean, you'll pass it to Andy. That'll be N8HUB. Then after Andy, it'll be Jeff, W9ARG. And then rounding out the list, we got Al, KD2PNR. So, Sean, we'll pass it to you. Question of the night is, favorite portable type antenna, especially for something like field day, since that's just a couple of weeks away, is trying to see what people got, what they might be using as a portable system and or permanent system at their house. So let us know. And W7AZC from N9YBK.
N9YBK, W7AZC. No, thank you, Matt. Thank you for doing the net and portable antennas. Mostly what I use here in the truck, and I will be using it on field day, of course, is the buddy pole. I have a 8-foot collapsed painter pole that extends all the way, I believe, 23 feet. And I usually run the buddy pole as a vertical. counterpoise coming off of that. But I do also have InFed I'll be using for field day. And it's probably going to be part of my permanent setup at the home QTH because I'm kind of limited on space and visibility wise. So I'll be trying that out here. And I really want to get one of these Chameleon Impasse 2.0s and try that out. It seems like that's going to be a very versatile antenna and possibly one that I would probably carry in the truck instead of the buddy pole. So a little quicker setup and take down. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I don't remember the call sign. I'm about 100 miles south of Salt Lake City right now, so I will pass it over to Andy. I believe he said he was in Michigan. This is W7AZC. Over to you, Andy.
W7AZC and A2B. Yeah, good evening. Good to hear you, everybody here tonight. Well, I really don't do much low band anymore, but the guys in the group over here are gonna do it from home, and I think most of them are running end-fed dipoles and other dipoles strung up, and got 3 or 4 different antennas, fan dipoles, and usually the guys around here have a pretty good chance with end-fed dipole, end-fed ZEP, and they like them real well. So I'll probably just bang around on the fusion that day. Probably look a lot of simplex on digital simplex. I got some frequencies I like to play around on that. See what I can do with that. But it's all a lot of fun in there. But whenever you can get up there, give it a shot. That's the way it works. Thanks for letting me in there. W9AGC, Jeff, pick it up at A2B.
All right, very good. I think I got it here. Jeff here, Whiskey 9 Alpha Romeo Golf, W9ARG. All these people checking in from Illinois, so I figured I better get in here as well. I've been carrying around my Zoom spot, and it seems to be, I've been trying to make sure it jumps networks from the Wi-Fi bubble to the home bubble, so that seems to be working good. I've been meaning to get in here and check in with you guys, say hello. Antennas for field day. I found this antenna years ago. It's called a distributive capacity coaxial dipole antenna. And I think they've rebranded it and called it the double bazooka. You may have heard of that one. But years ago I started building these things, and they're great, portable antennas, wire antennas, broadband, and tuned real good rejection to everything else. So if anybody wants to look that up, that's the distributive capacity coaxial dipole. I had to read it. I can't remember it. But that's it for field day. I don't know where I'm going to be. I think I'm going to be in a campground in Indiana, and goofing around with that. So good to hear everybody on the net. Jeff here, W9ARG. Let me throw it over to KD2PNR. Good evening, all.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. W9ARG, KD2PNR in the group. Well, I'm relatively new at this affliction, so I don't have a ton of experience, like about maybe 2 years now, I think. And I'm not a contaster, and I have not done anything for field day before. It's not quite my bag. This year, I don't know. I'll have to investigate a little bit, but I don't know that I will. In any event, I'm not out somewhere in the middle of the boonies. I'm not mobile. I don't do any of that. So I don't actually have a favorite portable antenna because I don't have any portable antennas. I do have an end-fed lawn wire, which I guess could be, but aside from that, I have no experience with it and not likely to get any either. I put my stuff up here, and that's where we operate. So that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. back to net control. N9YBK, K82PNR.
Oh, thank you, Al. No problem. We'll still let you in here anyway. No, thanks for everybody for their comments. It's good to hear with various configurations, and I thought Sean was going to steal all my thunder there. So before I give my comments, let me just check one more time, see if we've got anybody else before I give my comments, and then we go into the second round, which we call the 73 round. So let me see if anybody else wants to join us. Let me know. N9 YBK Chicago Matt standing by. All right, not hearing any. So my choice for this year, for this field day, and thank you to KD9JSX for allowing me to come hang out at his place. That'll be nice to be with a fellow ham during field day. But my favorite so far, I've been playing with the Chameleon MPAS 2.0, and I've tried so far multiple configurations. You've got like inverted L, inverted V, kind of an end-fed of sorts. Some other configurations I've yet to try, and two different type of vertical configurations. Still waiting on one piece so that I can try the vertical through the rest of the mains. I only get 6 and 10 meters on the piece that I have now for the vertical, but for the wire portion, I'm able to do 6 to 160 with that. And I'll tell you, with using that Zygu G90, I hook it up to that, and I'm running off a battery pack, and before even really tuning it, I'm getting almost flat SWRs across the bands that I've been able to test it on, anywhere from 10 to 160. So I've been getting 1.0, 1.2, and then you tune it up, and then it's just solid 1.0 all the way across, which has been very exciting for me. I've not had that before due to various different issues in my area causing a lot of RF. It's been fun to play with that just out in my front yard, setting up that configurations and testing it out. So I can't wait to get further away from this area and really test it out and see how things work with the Chameleon MPAS 2.0. It's quite a compact little system, all in one bag, ready to go, and I'm very excited about that. All right, let's see. Looks like everybody's still here for the second round, so I'll run through the list real quick, and we'll get going with the 73 round. Let me reset. All right, we have AC4M, and then it goes to N7DND, and then to KD9JSX, and then N7BRB. He may or may not be there due to also his nightly HF net that he's on. And then it goes from Bill N7BRB to KN4HND, and then to Adam N4NT. And again, thank you, Adam, for running NetLogger for me. And after Adam, it's W7AZC. And then N8HUB and W9ARG. And rounding us out will be KD2PNR. So, Greg, it's over to you for the 73 round from N9YVK.
Hey, very good. I wanted to get into a hole here, but Adam, I appreciate this. I went to Kingsport field day one time, and they had a B&K Williamson folded dipole. I know that thing ain't known for gain or anything, but pretty impressed with that little antenna. Pretty quiet antenna as well. Got to work a lot of sections in that field day. And an all-center dipole, I ran one of those. That was a pretty cool antenna to run there as well. But everybody have a great night, and I'm looking up the skyline at Chicago right now with the sun setting, and kind of neat to see that. But everybody have a great day, and take care in 73 from AC4M.
I guess it comes out west. Well, it's chilly here, as Sean can tell you. It's 49 degrees. Hasn't been very warm today, and it's been raining off and on all day long. That's probably why he didn't get very far south today. But anyway, it's supposed to warm up the rest of the week and get back into the 80s, so that will be good. They warned us that we should go put our tomatoes, put a little muffler on our tomatoes to keep their little ears warm, so they won't get frozen tonight. But I got tomatoes, I got cucumbers, and I got some zucchinis. So let's just hope that Mother Nature doesn't take any of them away from us. So I will say 7-3s, and looking forward to meeting you guys on maybe the net in the morning. We'll see how things go. No, I've got a doctor's appointment. Won't be meeting me in the morning. So maybe on Thursday. All right, I'm going to pass it on down the list to my friend Tony, KD9 JSX. It's all yours, Tony. 7-3s to the group.
Hey, KD9 JSX. Thanks, Gary. 73. And let's see what happened to me today, real quick. APRS. I got an APRS message from somebody in Milwaukee, another ham in Milwaukee, saying he was testing out and seeing if I can read his APRS message. Unfortunately, I was 65 miles an hour on an 80,000-pound truck. I couldn't answer him. So maybe I don't know if does it store in Ford? Maybe somebody can tell me. But anyway, 73, everybody, and have a great night. KD9 JSX over to N7 BRB.
Well, thank you, Tony. KD9 JSX, Switch Radios here. Hopefully I'm broadcasting. No, yeah, I'm broadcasting. Well, nothing else. Yeah, boy, nothing left to do here for the night. Gonna go eat dinner and go to bed. 4 o'clock comes early. So I'll say 73. Thanks for doing the net there, Matt, and thank you for doing the net logger. That helps a lot there, Adam. So I'll say 73s, and I'll pass it over to Scott, K9. I'm going to throw that right out of the back door. KN4HND. Sorry about that, Scott. N7 BRB.
N7 BRB in the group. That's all right. Sometimes I forget myself. This is KN4HND, Scott in Wilkesboro. And Matt, thanks for doing the net. Doing a great job as always. And I'm sitting here watching my favorite show on Monday night, How the Universe Works, narrated by Mike Rowe. And I love everything about space and all the things that they can dream up that they think's going on and could possibly be going on. So it's really fascinating. And look forward to hearing everyone on the net tomorrow morning. They're easy to hear that. And 73, everyone, from KN4HND, passing up to Adam, N4NT. 73, everyone.
All right. I was trying to think of something prophetic to say as opposed to pathetic, which is what I normally go with. So I found a quote that I posted on Facebook, and I'll throw this out there and sign out and move on to the next person. But this comes from a documentary that I was watching the other night about President Reagan. And he said there is no greater happiness for a man than approaching a door at the end of the day, knowing someone on the other side of that door is waiting for the sound of his footsteps. So with that, I'll say 7-3 and turn it over to Sean, W7AZC.
Yeah, and for NT, Adam, thank you, and this is W7AZC. Well, I'll answer Tony's questions. You can just click on there and reply, but since you do have some mileage on them, probably the best way to reply to them is just go to APRSFI, and you can reply to the message there, and that way it's pretty much guaranteed that he's going to get it. Even if he don't get it on the radio, it'll at least be on his messages on APRS board there. I don't have much to add. I'm heading for Las Vegas, pick up a load there, take it down to Tucson, and then I think I'm going to swing by the house. I need to unload a couple things and probably just take my birthday off and get back at it. Other than that, I'll say 73 to everybody, and I will pass it over to, I believe, Andy, N8, or N8, HUB, W7AZC.
There's some AZC and HB. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, well, I think this year for Field Day, it's going to be something else there, the way we all have to be contained there. But I think our guys got it figured out pretty good. A couple guys at each station, and one guy's going to go over to the other guy's house and do things like that and set things up. So all I can say is have fun with it, and just see what you can get. Hope you have good numbers and good group, and enjoy it. Also want to mention we have a digital net Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, West Michigan Connect 21335. 21335. Get a chance, jump on over and say hello. Over to Jeff. Everybody have a good evening. W9AGC and 8HUB.
Hey, real good, real good. Where's my Google phone thinking I want to talk to her? Very good. Let's see. I jumped into APRS.fi and I could see the messages for Kitty9JSX. It's got his call sign there. I was trying to figure out how I could send messages back, but I haven't. It's been a while since I've done that, if I've ever have. But very good. Let's see what else. Yeah, garden. I've got the little cherry tomato plants going, but they're not doing good, and I still haven't got a good cheeseburger tomato plant in there. So I got to go out and get one of them things going too. So that's garden update. And let's see. I think that's about it. I think this is 73 rounds, so good hearing everybody on the net. I'll be hanging around afterwards. This is Jeff, W9ARG, over to KD2PNR. Good evening, all.
Okay, W9ARG, KD2PNR. Well, I don't have tomatoes, and as I said before, I've not been really involved in field day, so tonight must not be my night, but I had to stop in and say hi and see how things are going anyway. It's still a pretty good crowd here, so it was worth it. I enjoyed the conversation anyway. Might have even learned a little bit, you never know. And maybe it'll provoke me to try something out, or at least look at what's going on. Especially being it's done from home now. And with that, I don't really have anything more intelligent to add, so I'm just going to throw it back to Matt, and he can wrap this thing up and put it away. N9 YBK, KD2 PNR, 73, everyone.
KD2PNR the group. Thank you, Al. Appreciate that. No worries. Not every net has a topic that everyone's able to completely participate in, but nonetheless, we still like having participation regardless. And let's see. All right. I'd like to remind everybody, again, this net meets every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget about our sister net, the Easy to Hear net. It's heard here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Again, check-ins are taken about a half hour prior. And of course, Friday nights is Teapot and PU's Tech Friday Net over on our All-Star link. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Pacific. And with that, we would like to thank the Friends of Amateur Radio Group for hosting. And if you'd like to submit a question or topic for the net, please drop us an email to either myself or Sean. You can get me at n9ybk at arrl.net or w7azc at arrl.net. And with that, I'm going to close this net out at, let's see, 1:41 UTC and return QSO America to its normal amateur radio use. 7-3 all. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon. And I know YBK.